Member from Thornhill.
Thank you, Speaker. My constituency of Thornhill is home to the largest number of Jewish people living in any Ontario riding. Almost 40% of Thornhill's population is Jewish, and not one home, not one single family has not been touched by the Holocaust. This horrific event has been memorialized in public, in our schools, in our synagogues, and in private homes, and now here in this Legislative Assembly. Thornhill, of course, is not the only place where memorial events are held, any more than it is the only one where you'd find Jews as a part of the local fabric. So on Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Memorial Day, we remember. We set aside time to remember so as to ensure that we never forget, so that our society never forgets, so that our children and their children never forget. Those who perished can live on in the hearts and minds of the descendants they never would meet and never would know. At a large gathering last week, the approximately 1.5 million Jewish child victims were the prime focus of a 90-minute ceremony. How poignant to see so many vibrant young people whose future is born of the ashes of the past, showing so much interest and taking part as citizens of today. Their lives are built on the legacy of other children, children of the Holocaust, whose futures were taken away from them for eternity. And how fitting that their memory survives, vested in people of another era, yet of a similar age. I told this legislature last year on this day that I myself am a child of the Holocaust, that my father was a German Jewish war refugee, and that I am named for his father, who, with his mother, perished at the hands of the Nazi war machine. Two small pieces of Hitler's final solution. That a place such as Canada can be my home, that a rich and generous and eminently open and fair land could allow my own children to know all four grandparents when I could only ever know one, is the ultimate defeat of the final solution and living testimony that those heinous plans, while intensely destructive and horrifically injurious, did not succeed. While much of the debate in this chamber is rancorous, and while we often disagree on how best to govern our province, there is no disagreement on how preciously we value Ontario's tolerant and diverse society and how we must commit ourselves to its preservation. This is why ultimately we are all here. This is Canada's most populous province, and Speaker, the only place that I would want to live. I raise that by way of underscoring the fact that Canada has no official annual way of honouring those lost in the Holocaust, but we in Ontario do. The province of Ontario in 1997 passed Bill 66, a private member's bill introduced by my colleague, the member from Halton. It states that Yom HaShoah, or the Day of the Holocaust, as determined in each year by the Jewish lunar calendar, is proclaimed as Holocaust Memorial Day. Holocaust Memorial Day was first marked officially in 1998. I, along with other members of this legislature, have attended a number of memorial services here and around the province, where victims' names are read aloud, candles are lit, and prayers for those victims are recited. Those ceremonies also remember those people who defied the terror and inhumanity of the Nazi regime. Notably, we have with us today 12 survivors honoured here today by the province of Ontario. Faye Goldlist, Peter Yablonsky, Pinchas Guter, Wolf Rotman, Ernst Weiss, Frida Lebovici, Jack Mudrick, Ellie Gotts, Shoshana Rotenberg, Edith Weiss, and Helen Sunshine. And on behalf of the Progressive Conservative Caucus of Ontario, I congratulate you for your contribution and for keeping the flame alive. So, as you can see, along with the victims, these ceremonies also commemorate those individuals who risked their own lives to save a fellow human being. At the heart of it, however, Speaker, one very loud message always emerges, and it applies to both the Holocaust and to every incidence of genocide, no matter where or when. Let that message be heard and repeated around the world: never again.